Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics. And today I wanted to talk about in the American King, the King Donald Trump era. Did you guys? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll say this real quick. Did you guys see that the Department of Justice literally just dropped the entire case? Like, I'm like, what? Like, it's this dude's plot armor is unbelievable. It is absolutely astounding. Today I want to talk about CNN's Fareed Zakarias's 3 reasons why the Democrats lost so hard in 2024 for the U.S. presidential. Now, what's interesting is, please get in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming, Fareed Zakarias is an outrageous liberal, right? And the reason why is he's got like a desk at CNN, right? He's not some pundit who showed up for 5 minutes, right? They might have a conservative on for 5 minutes, then cut any bangers that they say. But this guy works for CNN, and he's part of it. So I'm assuming he's outrageously liberal. And boy, I will tell you, I cannot get enough of the Democrats breaking down why they lost, because honestly, I could go on to Rumble, or I could go on to any conservative talking thing, and nothing they have to say matters, right? Because it's just them saying their own opinion again, right? Or it really counts when you are incented to not say the thing and you say the thing. That's when it counts the most, and I'm really fascinated by this. So boy, I'll tell you, the Dems are looking at it. They're looking at it in high detail. Trump's win was so hard, right, that they can't hide, right? They can't hide from it. They can't. And I give them credit. They're waking up and they are actually looking at their problems. So what did CNN's Fareed Zakarias say? He said, first, immigration, right? Now this one wasn't new. Nobody else really said that. A ton of other people said this one. This wasn't, some innovative thing. But what he said was, it was really out of control. It was out of control, right? Like, and honestly, I do remember this. Like in 2020, there was, Trump was like, he just pointed right over Biden. He said, if you elect this guy, it's going to be a conga line. They're going to come over by the millions. He was dead on right? It became a conga line. And that's what Fareed Zakarias was saying. He was saying it was out of control, right? And I think he was right. It was just out of control, right? It was really bad, like significantly bad. And so I thought that was really interesting just to hear, Fareed Zakarias go down that road and really detail and say, hey, man, this was super bad, right? And a Dem admitting it, right? Not giving excuses, just saying flat out, immigration was a real problem. And Democrats were truly blind to it. And did nothing but make excuses, right? So that was a great point. The next one, this second one, the second one was huge. Okay. Oh yeah. You know what? I'll say his second. I'll save the big one for last. Okay. His next one was identity politics, and he said, now, and tons of people have been, and the left is waking up. They're like, and he said it. He said, we saw Democrats. He said, we saw people through the lens of their ethnicity, of their race, and of their gender. And we didn't think about them as human beings. And we slotted them into boxes based on these predetermined ideas that we had based on these 3 things, right? And guess what? There was another one in there that even he's not even willing to say, right? So I thought that was really, really fascinating. And I just thought it was really fascinating to see him, talk through this. The last one was a banger. I have not heard one other Democrat say this, okay? But they said it on Fareed Zakarias, one of the contributors, a CNN contributor, said this on camera. I was like, what? Like it blew me away. I could not believe he said it. He said the prosecution of Donald Trump was the number 3 reason the Democrats lost. He said it made the Democrats look petty. He said It made the Democrats look like they would use the legal system improperly to defeat a political enemy. He is the first Democrat to say this, right? I was stunned. I could not believe it. And honestly, I think he's dead on right. I think people were like, "Oh, no. This is a bridge too far, man. This is not cool what you're doing." And I think he was dead on correct. And that this was very important to understand that they went too far. They really drove it too far. Very much so. I think this was very real, and I think it was too far. I did want to say something on the immigration part. I think he's dead on right. This was clearly a major issue for a bunch of people. I voted for Trump. I did not want to do it. I did it. I could not survive another 4 years of Democrats. I just couldn't do it. Right now, I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Andrew Yang. I have voted for Democrats, and I'll say it right now. I'm going to preserve the right to vote for Democrats in the future if they get the right person, right? And I would love to see them come out of this a stronger party. I'm really hoping that's the case. There's a lot of reasons that will probably not happen. I think there's a lot of reflection right now, but they have to overcome the obstacle that is the DNC, that is the Democrat donor class, and that is the Democrat media elites. That is going to be extremely hard to defeat. Even if they figure out the right way, that's going to be extremely hard to defeat. Okay. All right. I have to say this. Actually, in Pennsylvania, we saw zero proof of immigrants being a problem in America, right? And the reality is, first of all, if there are illegal aliens living in Pennsylvania, I see absolutely zero proof of it. They're extremely well behaved here if they are here, right? And the other undocumented, like I get. No, if you came into the country illegally, I get that's, I think it's appropriate. I think at this point we could say illegal immigrants. I don't see any evidence of illegal immigrants, and the immigrants in Pennsylvania are the most beautiful, wonderful people. I don't understand. I literally voted for Trump. I don't understand this part of his platform. I have literally never seen an immigrant who is anything but better than the average American, because they're so joyful to be here. So, I did vote for Trump, but I did want to just take a minute that, like, all this frou-frou about illegal immigration and what was happening in America from immigrants, I have literally never, I've just never seen this. I have never, ever seen this. Every immigrant I know is a wonderful human being. So I just haven't seen that part of it. And again, the reason why I'm taking a minute to say this is field report. Field reports are super valuable, right? My one dude telling you what he's seen in Pennsylvania is worth 1,000 polls, right? Worth 10 times more than 1,000 polls. I'll tell you that right now. Only fools listen to polls. We have got to destroy the idea that polls have any value whatsoever, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.